Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So, in today's video we've got the Perma crit spam nuking Nell. Absolute mouthful, but this build is insane. So, let's get right on into it. So, starting off, I'm going to throw a catalyst into my Nell. Completely irrelevant. You guys don't need to do this, by the way. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to 60 cat her. So, let's start off with the maneuvering module. Mid-air maneuvering, just to take advantage of all of the movement that you can do with Nell, which is going to be the main thing. Now, for the red module, Shattered Heart. This is specific for a crit build, and this is the red module you are absolutely going to want to use. With this red module alone, wrong button, your skill crit rate gets buffed heavily, so you definitely want to take advantage of this. You definitely want to make sure that you use this properly. So to basically build this, we are going to go into a crit build. So immediately, if we just go in with critical, we are going to jump in with skill insight, skill concentration, emergency measures, and also front lines. Now with all four of these crit mods, we have 100% crit rate. So this is kind of cracked. Already off the bat, we've got busted crit rate with Nell. Now you could potentially drop one of these mods, but at the same time, you've got to remember that even though it gives crit rate, this will even still give you additional damage on top of it. So even despite that, it is still technically better to run it and get yourself the additional damage that you can get out of it. So emergency measures and all four of your crit mods are 100% needed inside of this instance. Next up, let's go with our cooldown, because we want to be spamming our abilities. For cooldown, we are going to go with 4 cooldown modules. We are going to be going with Nimble Fingers. We are also going to be going with MP Conversion. Now for our 2 focus on modules, this is where the build can vary a little bit. So I'm going to go with focus on an attribute 100%, because Nell is a non-attribute, as you can tell from all of her abilities. But this is where the build technically turns into preference. If you want to be spamming your first ability and getting more damage off your fourth, you want to be using tech up here. You want to be using focus on, you want to be using, where is it? Focus on tech up here if you want more damage with your fourth ability. This is not a bad idea at all, but personally, I prefer to go with focus on fusion. The reason for fusion is because I like to get my damage out of my 2 and also out of my 3. Now, this is a complete preference thing. I'd say mess around with both sides and see which side you prefer. So now that we've got our cooldowns out of the way, there's only one thing left, and that's going to be range. The 2 modules is skill expansion and then amplification control to basically push your range all the way with Nell. Now, for the trigger module, this is a big one because of course you can see we've got a nice pretty little collection here of trigger modules. So which one is it that you are actually going to want to go to for this build? For this build here, I'm going with the Power Beyond. This gives you a skill power increase as well as a range increase. And for towing, this is exactly what you are going to want to do. Now with this, you can see here with your second ability, this does class as a global DOT. So this is going to make your second ability even more powerful, and this is the reason why I like using this in this specific config. So this is the modules you are going to want to use for Nell. Next up, let's have a look at the reactor. Now for the reactor, you want non-attribute and you are going to want fusion. If you want to go with non-attribute tech, please do go with that reactor, but you're going to want cooldown and crit damage non-negotiable. You don't need crit rate, you just need crit damage. Cooldown is also an essential because we are going to be reaching cooldown cap. Now for your weapon, you have the options of basically anything. If you want to take advantage of Nell's fourth ability and deal additional damage with that, I would recommend using the Secret Garden because of its tech abilities, because you're going to be using her 1 and her 4. This will give you a 36% power increase when using tech abilities, so make sure to hold this one. Then if you want to be taking advantage of fusion and buffing fusion, I would recommend using the blue beetle. Now with blue beetle, you're not going to be sprinting as fast even with 2 sprint cores. The other reason you would use the beetle is for crit rate and also for fusion. Now what that, sorry, not for fusion, for self purification. What that does is you can basically allow yourself to cast an ability and get debuffed or remove all status. Purification effect is what it's called. I don't really care about using that with the blue beetle, so my third option for a stat stick is going to be the peacemaker. Again, you just want a sprinting one because the damage on the weapon really does not matter in this instance. All your damage is coming from skills. Now if you want to take extra damage on your first ability and your fourth, hold the secret garden. If you don't care and you just want to be Sonic, use the blue beetle or the peacemaker. You can equip any stat stick with Nell, and with this config, she's so powerful that it really doesn't even matter, and I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment. Next up, let's have a look at the external components. For the external components, you would think that I'm going with this brand new dark matter beautiful Nell looking set, but you would be wrong. For this build, for spammability purposes, we're gonna go with the full Hunter set. Now Hunter over Mage over everything else with this exact setup. Now I know you might be scratching your head and thinking, why Hunter? It's for the cooldown. You can see here we reach cooldown. It's not acknowledged the actual setting, but we're reaching this and using this for cooldown cap. Now for your substats on all of your external component cores, you want max HP and defense. For your actual stats on here, you would want max HP, MP recovery out of combat, max MP recovery in combat, MP recovery modifier, and defense. Now I know you'd be wondering, why do you not want the Aceive radius, or why do you not want the item acquisition radius, or whichever roles are actually very good for now. The truth is, with this specific setup, it doesn't matter an insane amount. If you do get the Aceive scanning stuff and all of that stuff, absolutely use it, but for me, I don't think personally it's worth me going and farming another Hunter set just for 2 additional rolls. So using this set, I already use with my Permacrit Valby, because this setup on Nell is very similar. I think this is completely okay, so this is what I am going with. Next up, for the arcade tuning tree. With the tree is fairly simple with this setup. Now because we are using skill power, we want to go with skill damage. Over here, undoubtedly you're going to want to go for your skill power, and then we're going to go all the way up to the cooldown that we want, which is going to allow us to reach that beautiful minimum cap of cooldown. We're not done though. We want to take advantage of additional crit damage, and then also additional damage and defense neutralization. You can use non-attribute cohesion if you're in a group, but Nell's grouping, or her second ability with the circle AOE, is so fast that it can even outspeed Ines. It's a fun setup and an absolute beast. Now for builds on the weapons, if you do want to go with them, I would recommend this as a DPS for the beetle if you are really into that stuff. For the peacemaker, if you want to use it as a stat stick, I would recommend this. You don't need to put the builds on here, this bit is completely optional. And for the peacemaker, or sorry, the secret garden, I would recommend this. Now inversions, I've not even bothered unlocking my inversions because the only one that's actually important would be this focus boost up over here. The rest of the inversions, if you want to use them, the probabilistic recovery system might be decent, or pain suppression might be decent, but your inversions can be basically anything, and it really doesn't matter. Now let's go on into some gameplay for this. My Nell is level 1 because it really doesn't matter. I'm going to be running with some of my friends over here, so we're just going to quickly go and start up a mission over here called the First Crater. A very good mission. You guys come up towards the mission entrance just so that I can so you can jump in when I decide to call you guys in. But we're just going to run this mission real quick with Nell, and I'm going to show you why this setup is so crazy, so strong, and such a beast. So let's get on into it. As soon as we start the mission, bear in mind I am holding the peacemaker. You just go in and you just put your 2 down, and there's crits everywhere. your 3 egg crits everywhere. Defense neutralization goes crazy, and just everything on this build goes crazy as well. You can see over here, if you do want to be taking advantage of your first ability, make sure to use the Deceive, and then you can use the first ability, and that will basically fill up your bar. And then this is how you would use the tech ability and basically use it on a single target and nuke just like that. However, I just don't even bother. I just use Nell's 2 and her 3, and you can see even this alone still nukes the crap out of these tunnels. It's a beast of a setup. Making sure to use your receive as well. You can easily build up and just do DPS onto these big flashlights over here, but you don't even need to do that. This is the way I like to play Nell. Absolutely all up in your face, crazy levels of DPS, and yeah, this is my personal preference. You can see here even the breach discharger is struggling to hold up against what my Nell can do. Just making sure to take advantage of his abilities, make sure to do that and then hit him in the face, so on and so forth. Alright, you guys, you can come in now. I know you're itching to get started. Come through, let's go for it. But you can just see in general, this Nell setup, regardless of whichever weapon you hold, really just does a criminal amount of damage. And even so, over here you can see, when you cast this thing in the air, it's gonna hit ridiculous, over 1 million, 2 million damage, radius and everything like this. The damage on this is just absolutely crazy, and this mission is the best to farm regardless, so, you know, you're gonna want a little bit of that. Now, if I do switch over to the Peacemaker, Secret Garden as my held weapon, you can see up here with my Nell, if I target them with the Deceive, you can still do plenty of damage across these ships as well. I'm hoping that that's me and not Serena, so, you know, let's just go on a little bit of a copium over here. But just in general, you can see the way that this works when it comes to mobbing for the most part. It's just criminally fast, it's criminally fun, the damage is absolutely there, and I personally think that the Hunter set is absolutely the right play. I do love spamming this just because it's ridiculously fun, but that's just me. But yeah, I'ma just vibe and let the rest of the mission play out, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's basically been everything from me, and we are almost at the end of the mission now. So yeah, I'm just going to shut up, turn the music up, and let you lot enjoy the mission. As you can see, the mission is over, and let's have a look at my Nell's damage. Over 1 billion damage, and holy crap, we got a catalyst. Damn, that's tough. There you go, that's why you use this Nell build, guys, because you get catalyst when you use it as well. But that's basically been this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.